Hi guys, just a couple of quick notes for you on business management area study 2, which by now you know we've all finished and you're all into the revision and doing some practice sacks, etc. So as we do for any particular topic at Year 12, when we get to the end, we do some form of assessment. So that's what we're going to be doing this week on Thursday. Okay, so the key knowledge points that we're going to cover off in this particular the test on Thursday are from key knowledge points 7 through to 10. So we're working on all of the topics that we've covered since we've moved to remote learning. So the termination management, retirement, redundancy, resignation, dismissal, role of participants in the workplace. So we've gone through the human resource manager, employees, employer associations, unions, Fair Work Commission. Then we looked at awards and agreements as methods of determining wages and conditions of work. And then we looked at an overview of the dispute resolution process, including grievance procedures, mediation, and arbitration. So essentially, the test that we're going to do on Thursday is looking at Area Study 2B. So what we're saying is that Area Study 2A was done by 75% of the cohort before we went into remote learning. There were some who missed, which at some stage, once we hear back from VCAR and we know how we are to assess, we'll be able to address that particular issue. But at the moment, we're continuing on, moving forward. So this essentially is Area Study 2B. So from the study design, some of the key skills that you need to go with those key knowledge points. You need to be able to define, describe and apply relevant business management concepts and terms. You need to research and analyse case studies and contemporary examples of management related to managing staff in a business. You need to be able to interpret, discuss and evaluate business information ideas and apply knowledge about managing employees to practical and or simulated business situations. They're all the things you could possibly be asked about. Obviously, you can't be in a small sack being run for a short period of time, but you need to be comfortable with those particular terms. I would strongly recommend too that you go back over and review your key question prompts. So I've attached a file which I shared with my classes earlier in the year as to what compare, discuss, analyse, justify and evaluate mean. You need to review that. Some of the prompts that we've seen come through to some of the questions over the last week or so haven't addressed the question, and you can't get full marks to a question if you don't answer the prompt in the way it is supposed to be answered. So underneath this particular file there is a handout there analysing the key question prompts. So I encourage you to open that and have a look at the different prompts that are required to know in business management in Year 12. Right, so let's get to Thursday's remote test and how it's going to look. So all students will be emailed the test in a Google form at the start of their BizMan class. The test is 45 minutes, so you're given 5 minutes to get organised, given we're running 50-minute classes at the moment. It's open book, so have all your books ready so you've got all those as a resource to go to during the test. It doesn't mean you can rely on your open book. You won't get the test finished if you don't have the knowledge and you haven't done the research before actually entering into the test. The test must be submitted before the end of the lesson. So all submissions using Google Forms are time-stamped, so we can record when it was actually lodged. If you are late, this is important because it's a test that everyone's doing on equal footing, so it's open book for everybody. Everyone gets the same amount of time. If you submit outside of the class time, there'll be a deduction of marks at the rate of 10% per 5 minutes, not negotiable. So make sure you submit before your class time expires. Now, so the submission here is evidence for your SRN. Marks will be retained pending VCAR advice on SAC procedures during coronavirus and how we're going to move going forward. So definitely give it your best shot. Okay, that's all from me. I'll let you get back to your study now. There's obviously plenty of practice sacks you've got to do. Good luck, gentlemen, for Thursday, and look forward to reading your responses. All the best.